Hello again. Today I was thinking about directions in our life. Um, I know how to drive. I can drive. I drive around town, but I don't like driving on the highways. And if we go out for a drive in the country, normally it's Jeff who does all the driving because he loves driving. When we go on holiday, especially up to Thunder Bay to see Simon, he always does the driving. Um, because I always sit in the passenger side of the car most of the time, Jeff knows put the maps in the drawer for me. I love to know that I feel very secure and very safe when I know that I have Ontario maps. I might have a Southern Ontario map. When we were in Cornwall, we had a map of Eastern Ontario. If we ended up getting lost, pull out the map. Back in 1998, we took the first long trip. We'd had short trips in England when we used to go on holiday, but we were appointed to Powell River on the Sunshine Coast in British Columbia. And as soon as we knew where our appointment was going to be, Jeff took a quick trip to the CAA office to ask for them to print out maps for us to know how to get from point A in Toronto to point B on the Sunshine Coast, which don't ask me how many kilometers it is, but it's a long way. And but we also were going to be making a detour up to Thompson, Manitoba to visit our friends who were appointed there the year before us. So when it came, it was this big flip chart, and I actually believe it was on more than one flip chart. And every day as we traveled, we would turn it over to a new page, and it would have the gas stations. It would have, I believe, it had motels on it. It was wonderful. It was everything we needed. And we didn't get lost. The only time we had confusion was nothing to do with the CAA. It was when we got to the ferry docks in Vancouver, knowing which lineup to go in to get the ferry across to the Sunshine Coast. But anyway, apart from that, we did very well. So Jeff knows that I love to navigate, and he says I actually do it quite well. Very rare do we get lost. I actually like it sometimes. I've played the mystery trip where I won't tell him where we're going, but we'll go out for a ride and I'll tell him to turn right, turn left. Sometimes he struggles with that, but I'm in control, telling him which way he has to go, and he has to learn to trust me. But that way he gets to enjoy a mystery tour. Quite a few years ago now, when GPSs first came out, Jeff wanted one, so I got him one for his birthday. And we used to use that quite a lot in the car, but I still wanted a map because I like to follow, I like to have the map opened, and I like to be able to look at it to see where I am, where I'm going, and what's around me. Back in the fall of 2017, we took a wonderful trip, a trip of a lifetime. We drove to Newfoundland. And so as we left Ontario, I had my Ontario map open. We still were in Ontario. We'd had a short trip that day. The next day, as we drove from Ontario into Quebec, I folded up my Ontario map, pulled out the Quebec map from the passenger side of the door, and so on and so on. As we went from Quebec to New Brunswick, new map. Nova Scotia, new map. Newfoundland, a new map. And it was great. It was absolutely wonderful. Didn't get lost. It was pouring rain when we hit Quebec City. All the signs are in French, and I didn't know myself from my west or my east from my north and all that stuff. And we got a little bit lost going around the houses, but Jeff's GPS got us to the hotel, so everything was okay. There's been a few times when we have been out, whether you have a map or a GPS, when you're on the 401 and there's an accident and you have to make a detour. Well, if you don't have a GPS or a map, you end up following the traffic in front of you, or if you're like me, you pull out your map and, okay, Jeff, we need to go north for a little bit, then we can go west, and then we can go south again, and we can get on the highway. And we've done that a few times. Once the GPS took us down a road and we ended up at a dead end because there was a lake in front of us, yet the GPS said we were supposed to go straight across, but of course we couldn't, so we had to backtrack. So when we do go on a long journey, maybe not for the afternoon, but if we are going on vacation, we do know ahead of time how we're going to get there, and we have the maps or Jeff programs into the GPS our journey. There's a lovely song in the songbook 430, and the first two lines say, "Life is a journey, long is the road." So when we're on this journey of life, we need directions, don't we? We need our own, if you like, we need a GPS or a map or a compass to show us how we need to live. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before, but our Bible is all those things. The Bible teaches us how to live, how to love, how to be a better neighbor, how to be what God wants us to be. And you know, there is a proverb that I think most of us learn when we first become Christians, Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. But I'm going to read it from the Voice, so it's slightly different, just to keep you on your toes. And it reads like this: "Place your trust in the Eternal. Rely on Him completely. Never depend upon your own ideas and inventions. Give Him the credit for everything you accomplish, and He will smooth out and straighten the road that lies ahead." And our first doctrine in the Salvation Army is based on the Bible of how we should live. It says, "We believe that the scriptures of the Old and New Testament were given by inspiration of God, and that they and they only constitute the divine rule of Christian faith and practice." The Bible shows us how we need to live day by day. So my question today: as you journey through your life, who is going to be in the driver's seat, or who is going to be the navigator on your journey? Who are you going to take directions from? Is it God, or are you going to try and do it your way? So beware, if you want to do it your way, of the choice that you make. I had a hard time finding a song, too much choice, but this song is an oldie from the old songbook. It's not in the new one, but it says, chorus 132, "I have a pilot who guides me night and day. Through cloud and sunshine I trust him, come what may. Dangers may threaten, but I never fear. I'm full of confidence while he is near. I have a pilot who guides me along life's way." Tomorrow, who am I? See you then. Bye.